Ask your body what it needs to heal. Your subconscious mind has the blueprint of perfect health and a map of how to get there. And you can actually tap into that knowledge and know just what to work on, when to work on it, and how to heal yourself. In this video, we're going to study manual muscle testing of the self. We test each other, and we can test each other's nervous system, but what about when you're by yourself? You can still test your nervous system and test for things like emotional triggers, allergies, supplements, structural pain, what reflex area to work on. Your body and mind have that knowledge, and we can tap into that. In this video, we're going to cover the science and the steps of how to accurately test yourself. So from setup to results, let's build intuition, self-knowledge, and self-responsibility so we can be better humans and have a better world. What is muscle testing and how does it work? It is a science and an art. Strength testing has been around for a long time. I've got another video linked down below to go over more of the science of manual muscle testing, but it's been around for more than 100 years. We've been testing muscles ever since the polio epidemic to find out how that muscle strength waned over time. And traditionally, a strength grade from 0 to 5, 5 being 100%, 0 being nothing, that would be the way we would test the strength of a muscle. Well, since the discovery of applied kinesiology and that body of knowledge brought us manual muscle testing in a different way. Now we're getting biofeedback in a functional neurology kind of way where we're checking reflex systems, subconscious reactions in real time to see where the problem lies. And just like a good electrician, we're troubleshooting all that circuitry to find out where to work and how to work. You do not have to wait for a doctor or a clinician to test your muscle to work on these same reflexes. Simply by calming down, going inside, testing yourself, and listening for the results or feeling the results, you can accurately test yourself. One of the neatest discoveries from applied kinesiology was called therapy localization, or sometimes we call it circuit locating, because they're trying to locate where to work. And that gives us a binary on and off switch from the nervous system. So we're not looking at strength grades 0 to 5 anymore. We're just looking at yes or no answers. Either a muscle is strong or it is weak. Or it is weak and then strong. There's only on or off, just like your computer. So it's a binary switch that we get that yes or no answer out of. And we can get immediate answers in the moment. That's all in how you're challenging the system in the moment and how it responds. So let's get to it. How do we set it up? How do we get accurate, consistent results from ourselves? How do we get out of the way and simply check the body like the observer? Well, we need to set up the body first. And in any good kinesiology session, there needs to be some type of switching on of the brain and body so that the biocomputer can give correct answers. So we use a certain set of what we call switching points to begin with. So let's follow along. First, we're going to use kidney 27. This is right at the collarbone junction right here. Drop down into the little notch right below it. Take one hand and cover your navel. That's where you came from. That's the center of gravity for yourself and the centering of your nervous system. So take that one hand, cover the navel. Take the other hand, rub the buttons. Like so. Make a little noise from my microphone. Rubbing the buttons. Then we're going to go to the bottom and top. So on the chin and on the gum line up here. That's the end of the central meridian and governing meridian. Hand on navel. Rub the buttons. This wakes up the brain and the spine. Switch your hands. And then we're going to ideally be standing up and go one hand on the sacrum, on the tailbone. So we go and rub your butt. Wake up the bottom of the brain, big nerve plexus down there. Okay, now that that's set up, we can do a lot of things with that. Okay, now that we're switched on, we might want to be hydrated as well because we need that water medium to move the information around the body as well. But now that we're set up electrically and ready to test, let's choose how to test. A really popular one out there is that ring test. We're actually testing the Opponens pollicis muscle. So right across the palm right here, if we take our pinky and put it together, and then we're going to take our other hand and try to pull it apart. So I'm pushing these out while I'm holding that strong together, and I'm pulling it apart. So I've got a nice strong response, right? But now I need to calibrate. Calibrate meaning ask my body to show me a yes and show me a no answer. And it's going to have its own agenda there. So I'm going to consciously ask my subconscious and my nervous system, show me a yes. And I'm going to start with that locked response. We call this the indicator muscle right now. So my indicator is locked here. And I'm going to say, show me a yes. Show me a yes. So staying strong is my yes. Yes. Show me a no. Show me. Oh, so the unlock is the no. The unlock is the no when the muscle goes weak. Show me the yes. Show me the no. And then I have yes and no. So I'm going to deliberately ask my questions in that way. Is this good for me? Is this the thing to do? Okay? Or I'm going to find out the thing that's stressing me by just the statement. I could say a list of emotions or try a reflex button that might help some pain somewhere in the body. Now, another way to actually do a muscle test, this is actually a muscle test. This is a good analogy for what the big test I like to show is what's called the sway test. That last one, the ring test or the Opponens Pollicis test, we're testing a muscle. This is pretty traditional. You may have seen one of these guys, but this is actually a muscle test. It's called an ideo-motor test. You might not be able to see my muscle move visually, but something's happening internally where everything's wobbling at such a small amount that that chain begins to swing. So just like I set up my ring test, we're going to do the same thing here, and I'm just going to hold steady. My elbow is steady here. This is just dangling. We're going to stop it, and I'm going to say, show me the yes. Show me a 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 yes. And it begins to swing this way. And I stop. And I say, show me a no. Show me a no. Show me the no. Show me the no. Show me a no. Show me a no. And it begins to go sideways slightly. See, it's just a biofeedback from the system. Your subconscious takes perfect directions, and I told it to show me a yes, I told it to show me a no, and it showed me in some way, either through a response here or the response and the swinging of the chain with the pendulum at the end, yes or no. Biofeedback. Okay, now we're going to actually show you the full body pendulum test, which is called the sway test for a lot of people, where we either sway forward or backwards or get some type of movement out of the body with those questions, that yes or no. I use this all the time. I get it to where it's so subtle you can't see me even hardly move. So when I'm working on a client, I can test for things without having to test an arm, and we can test things really subtly and really fast actually. Or if I'm testing for myself and I'm out at a restaurant or something like that and I'm not sure if that food's going to agree with me, I have that instinct, I'm going to check with the subconscious and the nervous system if that's the case. And I don't have to be really obvious out in public with an arm out. I can do this simple little test. So we all, of course, set up with our switching. Bend your knees. Calm down. We're going to add one more aspect to this. And you can add this to all your testing. Okay? Bent knees. Shoulder width apart. Okay? Find your center of gravity. Look forward. Put your hands out. See your peripheral vision on both sides. And make sure you can see the periphery. Okay? When we go into that peripheral vision state, we're going into more of a parasympathetic nervous response, so that we're calming down into an alpha state. By doing that, we're more likely to have access to our resources in our subconscious in that calmer state. So here, center of gravity, peripheral vision, and then go back to that question and calibrate. Show me a yes. Show me a yes. Show me a yes. I sway forward. Show me a no. Show me a no. And I go backwards. Show me a yes. Show me a no. Simple as that. Now you're the whole pendulum. You're doing a whole body muscle test. You can do this seated, standing, however you want. Now, when you get really good at it, there's barely any movement. Literally what you're feeling for your more intuitive process, as you get into it, you're going to feel for that organ movement or that subtle whisper. It's always been there. Now you're making yourself consciously aware of it. Use muscle testing, build your intuition so you can chunk it down into where it's really an internal process and you're trusting your instincts every time. Another way to test would simply be actually putting pressure on the muscle. When we test in office or in class, we like to use an arm muscle like the deltoid out front or deltoid out to the side. And we start in a contracted state, then we push it into extension. You can, however, start in extension and pull it into contraction, like so. And I have a strength response that strong. If I were to then touch a reflex that was related to that, well, I know that got easier. Here, not so much. I locate a circuit that might help. There's a lymphatic reflex right here between the third and fourth ribs. I touch that, and it feels like the muscle works a little bit better. So I'm self-testing and strengthening simply by contacting a button to see if it gives me a better result. Self-testing, biofeedback, so you can be better and build that intuition. Okay, let's practice it. This is a simple test for some supplements. This is how I test myself every day. My supplements probably will change, and if you're taking vitamins as well, they might change daily because depending on what you ate the day before, you might need more of a supplement or less of one. So I like to check in the moment each time I'm going to take a supplement. So I've got a few here: B, D, A, zinc. So we're going to test a few of these, okay? And I'm going to grab one at a time. But first, our example. We set it up, we rub our switching points, we do all the switching points, calibrate, find our center of gravity, show me the yes, show me the no. So it's tested in the clear, and I set it up. Now I'll just grab one at a time. This is the vitamin D. And if I need it, it's good for me, my body's going to say yes. If not, no. So I just hold it with me. I actually already took 2 of these today. We'll see if I need any more. And it comes forward a little bit. I could probably use one. How about a zinc? Let's try that. Falls right back. No zinc today. B complex. No B complex. I don't need any of that today. Vitamin A. I could use a vitamin A. How many? 1. 2. 2's too many. 1. So 1 vitamin A. Simple process, pretty quick, trusting my intuition to give me the answers. So what if you were to use that for yourself? Rather than wait on someone else's permission to heal, why don't you just ask yourself what you need to heal? I mean, ask the deepest part of yourself. Remember, your subconscious and body stores all that information, and you have a right to access it. Be the commander of the ship and direct it where to go. Take the reins. Let me know your results in the comments down below. If you need any more help with this, we actually have a course that explains in detail more muscle testing and more reflex work, or we actually do in-house and online coaching. So I'd love to see you in a training, on a coaching call, or at least in the next video. I'll see you next time.